What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing, oh my god, that truck is loud. I don't know if you heard me for a second. Anyway, let me start over. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace your windshield wiper assembly, motor, the whole nine, whatever. Now I don't know if my motor went out or my assembly, wiper motor, transmission, whatever you want to call it. I know there's multiple names. But today I'm going to be showing you how to remove one. I'm not going to do the full video and removal and then assemble it all back together. I'm just going to show you how to just to remove it right quick, and I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible and as straightforward. So here we go. Alright, first thing we're going to do, what you're going to need is probably let me start over. Alright, so anywho, what I'm using here is a big ass mallet, a flathead, and this 10 mil, just get a small 10 mil if you got a 3/8, because you're gonna need this. It's gonna come in handy. Also could be a 3/8 ratchet or a 1/2 inch drive, don't matter. If anything, as long as you have a, what is this? It's 24 millimeter socket. You're going to need that. And also, this is a 3/8 ratchet with a T30 Torx bit. So let's hop right into it. Just take a flathead, pop these caps off, pop this off. Oh, and that fell down into the cabin. I'll get that later. This. Alright, so these are 15 millimeter bolts. Now, this is probably one of the most longest things you're going to be stuck with doing if you haven't replaced yours in a while. So, I mean, I'm doing this video to make it easier for you guys, because I've done this numerous times, because mine's been going on and off and I can't figure out which assembly, because I put an assembly in this before, a whole new thing, wiper arm assembly, and it just didn't turn out, it didn't work out right. So I've been back and forth with multiple ones, so I'm just making this video for you guys if you need to replace it, so it's a lot easier. So 15 mil, let me get that ratchet. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and pop these two off, 15 millimeter. Alright, so now what I'm using this mallet for is I'm taking this flathead, and what I found very useful, it'll make time go by a lot faster, is just keep hammering this little thing, and I'll show you why. I'll show you what kind of type of nut it is. It's very different, but just keep hammering at it until you see it come up a bit, and then I'll show you a trick to get this wiper arm to just pop right off, because half the time you'll be sitting there trying to struggle with it, and you can, if it's the new one and you're trying to, get it on right, and you don't want to break it. So here's the trick. Now you could kind of see I got it up a little bit, half of the way, not half of the way, quarter of the way, and that's all you need. If your wiper arm has been there on a lot longer, it might still be pretty arrogant being in there. Now here's the trick. You see this lever right here? It flexes like that. You push it down, and you can see that bolt just kind of loosen up. What you can do is push it down and pull up. See, look, I'm pushing the pressure down. This thing will just pop right out, and then there's your blade, your wiper arm. Alright, same with this one. Push it down, because I got it up a little bit half the way. Actually, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but yeah, you just push down on that. Alright, next step. Take these tabs, 3 of them. This comes pulling out. You pull this out along with the cabin air filter. Bam. Put it off to the side. Alright, next up, take this clip off. whole thing right here. Should just come off. Yep, set that to the floor. Pull these wires out of the way. Bam, bam, bam. And you're gonna need that T30 Torx bolt for these four T30 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, once those bolts are out, you can go ahead and lift this cabin air filter housing right up and then throw that off to the side as well. Okay, next up, take this little trim piece. This just lifts up, it's got clips. This just lifts up, lift it out of the way, bam, on the floor. Make sure you keep that along with that. Alright, what else? There's also this tab. You're going to take this screw out. This little screw in the corner here next to the brake booster. You just pop it off. It's like a twist one, you just twist it off. Okay, put that off to the side. Alright, now you're also going to want to remove this other two T30 bolts. There's one on this side and one on the other side. Right here. Alright, also a reminder, don't let these bolts fool you. They look like they can unloosen them and then come out in your hand, but they don't, they stay. So once they're loose and they're out and about, you just pull it forward like that, like so, and then lift straight up. Okay, here's the fun part where the 24mm socket comes in handy. That's a 24mm nut. Now, if you got an old rusted one, I suggest, because this side was an old rusted one when I had to take mine off, so I had to drill a hole through it because it just kept spinning. So you might run into that. If it hasn't been taken off in a while. I've heard a lot of people have been having trouble getting these nuts off, so that's what I had to do. So I just used what I had. So yeah, if you can, just go to the junkyard. Maybe you'll find another nut, one of these, because once you drill that old one out, you're going to need some new ones. Or some ones that, don't have holes in them. Ones that work, pretty much. Anywho, once you get those loose, there's also a last bolt up in there right here. See if my hand will see it. It's a 10mm bolt right there. You're gonna need that small ratchet I showed you with the 10-inch. It's a 10mm. This is where you're gonna need to get that out, and you might have to climb up into your engine bay, but that's a given. Alright, so those two 24mm nuts are out. You're going to want to keep that washer to the side too. You're going to need that. Yeah, save this. That's the other washer. Now this just pops right out. Now I'm about to end the video a little quick after I get that other 10mm bolt out, and I'll show you how to get this out, because that's the hardest part, and also one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video. Also guys, before I forget, there's a little connector just going to want to have to pull out. Just comes right out with a little tab on the back side. It's not hard to pull, it's really easy. And you just got to get that 10mm out. Alright, so the trick to getting it out is make sure it's all the way in the back corner, because you're going to be pushing up against this thing. You're going to want it all the way in the back corner to put tension in the back here. And once you push it all the way back, this thing should just come right out. And that's usually what I do first, is I make sure this side is out, and then once that's free, this will be loose. You could just pull the whole assembly right out. That should do it.